Yo everyone, welcome Truckin Travels for another week. Start of week 6. I'm just on my way, just about to jump on the train now, Sunday evening. Ready for 6 o'clock or 5:30, 20 to 6 start Monday morning tomorrow. So I'm just heading into the truck now and going to kip over there tonight, ready to roll in the morning. And I'm picking up a load of waste, going up to Shropshire in England. See you tomorrow. Have a safe one. Ciao. Alright everyone, how you all doing? Hoping you're having a great day. I got loaded a while back. I got a full load of waste goods on board, which is white plastics. That's going up for a delivery up to Telford in Shropshire. So that's there. I'm just stopped off at Corley Services at the moment, having a break there on these M6, and it's done a bit of shopping back down at junction 16 there on the M1 at an Esso station. Got a few bits and bobs, obviously, just to keep me going. These bits and bobs is there, as you see, is some bananas, some grapes, obviously some fruit, which is pretty healthy, obviously keep you going. I've obviously got some brown bread there. I've got a bit of Swiss roll I've got there. 3 tins of food, 2 of which are tomato soup. One there, and this other one tomato soup, and some pork sausages with beans. There's obviously then one of them each night, so I can have some soup there with bread, bit of cheese, cup of tea, and that. And the other bits and bobs I brought are in the fridge here, which is obviously my fridge box, which is running there. The fridge bits are, I've got milk, as you can see there. I've got a couple of yogurts, cheese, and obviously some butter there, which is down below there, and a bit more cheese just to use up. So I've got all my bits, everything's keeping cold, and yeah, it's great. So once I'm going to have some breakfast in a minute, some cereal I think, I believe some crunchy cornflakes with banana and a cup of tea, and then once I'm rolling it'll be up to Telford, and there you see where we are. Obviously my double burner cooker there to do a cup of tea, and then once I'm done, get delivery done at Telford, and then we're going to be picking up, I believe, at Sainsbury's over in Worcester, which is then a collection or a trailer change, and we'll be heading off down with essential goods for delivery at Waltham Cross, which down near Enfield, which will be a delivery now for tomorrow. So we'll catch you when we get up to Telford. Yeah, as you see, we've just been on the weighbridge, just weighing out now. Obviously all the plastic white waste is offloaded now here at Telford, and we're just going to make our headway in a sec en route to Worcester. Here we are, just come to a roundabout here. A pretty good thing there saying thank you to the NHS key workers. That's very nice of them. Very good. Yep, so now I'm over here in Worcester doing a trailer changeover. So this one here I'm just dropping off, and then this one here behind me I'm picking up. So yeah, you'll be watching me from the trailer view at the headboard, watching the truck back up to the trailer so I can hook up and then be on my way. I've got a view of Birdlip Hill here just outside Gloucester. Start to climb up on this two-way section up towards the roundabout, which is pretty much probably like halfway up the hill. Then we're obviously going to do a right on the A417, which will then take us to the top of Birdlip Hill, and then on our way down to we'll be parking for the night at Swindon truck stop. We've arrived now. We're parked up here in Swindon truck stop in Wiltshire, and it's actually pretty much almost full up actually. And here we are. Paid the overnight parking, £19 to park up overnight, and there obviously is the truck stop building. Over to your left there you can see the tubs where you can do your laundry. Here is the main building normally where you can go inside and have food, but now obviously it's all closed, but they are doing takeaways there for food. Where at the edge of the grey building there you can book your order and pick up your food of whatever you need, so that you can take it away and eat in your own vehicle. The building roofs you can see in the distance is a toilet block and a shower block, which is still open, and to your right there is obviously where you pay your parking fee, and then you've got the fuel pumps over to your right, and there's a truck coming in now ready to park. Thanks, we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Yay, so our job got done at Waltham Cross okay, got them delivered. Now I'm currently at Luton, secured up. Just the last couple of bales to go on the back of the trailer of just rubbish actually, just all bundled up and shrink wrapped. And yeah, we got that done, and we're going to be heading off once we're finished here, get weighed out, and then we'll be going off down to the dockyards at Chatham in Kent. Yeah, so everything's done. We've got two straps here that you can see are hanging each side of the roof. We've intertwined them at the bottom here, so we've got one from one side, crossed them over, looped them, so that now we've got them tight, and now this is going to go up against the final stack at the back, so we can pull in and pull down. So we've got the rooftop view stuff all secured along. We've got these two here, two straps hanging from the roof. We've crosshair them, and what we're going to do now is crosshair them across the back so that they can't move backwards if we need to brake sharply. So yeah, then we're going to tie them up at the back. Basically now from the floor you can see the straps are crossed over, and they'll run round the, as we go around the side, you'll see them, the straps will come down from the side, and what we're planning to do there is this strap here will then from the top cross over the one at the top there, and then come across, and we'll secure it up down at the bottom. Yeah, the job is complete now. As you can see that black strap coming down across, going up over the one at the top, and the same on the other side, so that it stops them from actually coming backwards, and every bundle is being strapped down. So we're all ready to roll, and next stop, Chatham Dockyard. On this sunny Wednesday morning here in the UK, trucking along the M4 heading west. I think we're on the day 44 now here in the UK. Beautiful day it is, not hardly a cloud in the sky to be seen. And we're en route at the moment, heading into, or heading towards Swansea. Yay, so we're at Sarnes Services just near Bridgend on the M4. We're homeward bound, back for the bank holiday weekend, which will obviously be Friday through till Sunday. Nice little quiet services here. They've got a WH Smith's in there, a few bits and bobs that you need. Toilets are open, showers are open, and it's quite really nice and peaceful here. All the trucks are parked a space apart from each other, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're homeward bound. We've got all our deliveries offloaded. We're reloaded now with like load of plastic waste, and it's gonna be tipping out in Rochester in Kent tomorrow morning. So I'm here now locally at Sarnes Services near Bridgend, working my way back towards Kent, and we'll be parking up somewhere overnight en route towards Kent. Yeah, here we are. This is coming up to the last bit of my journey now. It's just after 8 o'clock this Wednesday evening, and it's not long to go, and I'll be my journey will be complete for the night. I'll be parking up, and then we'll be making headway into Rochester, Kent in the morning. Just in the back end of Woking, out near an area called Knapp Hill, we've had a shortish week this week. We've just got tomorrow to go, and then we'll be off for the whole weekend, and then we'll be returning back next Monday. Yep, so at my destination, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take care, have a good night. Howdy everyone, this is Thursday morning. This is the 7th of May. We've just arrived at our destination now, obviously after picking up yesterday at Swansea. We left Woking obviously early, mid-morning or latish morning this morning. We're now here waiting to offload or to get in and get unloaded. And yeah, everything's gone fine so far. But what I want to do next, obviously before we finish this week off, is I just want to give you a few tips on how I've survived through these 6 weeks, or 5 of them out of 6. How I've survived. Obviously that week I had off, obviously because where I was set down from work, is how I've survived so far, how I've managed to keep myself safe, not getting the virus. And I just want to give you guys and gals, everyone out there, just in case as and when obviously you can start gradually heading back to work, school, or get back out into the wide world where you've been locked up at home and don't really know a great deal obviously of what it's like out and about. I just want to give you a few tips on how I've survived and how I've managed these last 6 weeks. Well, these tips obviously that's kept me going these 6 weeks where everyone's been locked down. We've gone up through the highest part of the virus, and it's started obviously apparently it's coming down. But then 6 weeks ago, obviously when lockdown was in, I think it was the 24th of March on the Monday evening, I've been out working. I had the first week working, the second week I was off of work. Not because I had the virus, but because there was no work at that particular time, and I'd just come off another contract. And then obviously I went back in on the following Monday to give the truck a wash and a clean up, and they said obviously we've got work again for you tomorrow. And that was into the 3rd week of lockdown, and I've been back to work again ever since. And I've kept myself safe. I've had no issues or nothing. Always obviously I've kept the 2 metre distance from everyone. But when there's become a time where you've not been able to keep that distance, maybe when you've come to a delivery point or a loading point where you've got to pop into the office and stuff, and you're a bit closer to someone, you're closer to people than what you should maybe need to be, then obviously you put the bandana on, and you can wrap that obviously tight up at the back, and then you can release it down when you need to, and then you can put it up when you have to as well. So obviously it keeps other people safe from you, because even though when you're not talking, you're still breathing those viruses and molecules or whatever from your nose. And obviously when you are talking, it's coming from their nose and your mouth. And I believe it's going to be more apparently as more and more people obviously are allowed to go back into work and school and places, that I think obviously masks or face coverings are going to be more and more a necessity. So especially as there's more people about, you're closer to everyone. So yeah, you would need your face covering. So you can probably chop up large t-shirts in half and then sew the 2 spits together. As long as they're long enough at the back, you can tie up the 2 ends, or you can either put like an elasticated point through them so that they can keep you covered, your mouth and nose. What else we got? Obviously the bandana I've got there. Not everyone's got them. You can use various other cloth items that you can use to cover your face with. Main places obviously that you would probably need them as and when the lockdown starts to ease gradually, would be like on public transport, if you're on a bus or you're on a train. But I've been using public transport all through the lockdown to get to and from work. Mainly the trains I've used buses on a few occasions, but I've never had a problem. Obviously there's not been that great amount of people on them, so there's not been the necessity to wear masks or facial coverings. But I think obviously as next week moves on and we get deeper into people being released from home as to wondering what's going on, then I think you would need to have a face covering on to protect others when you're on public transport, or even if I've just said that if you're out in the open and you're closer to someone that you can't be 2 metres from, then it's better to probably have a mask on to protect them. There is quite a few people now already wearing them anyway. The next one I have is hand sanitizer that I've been using. This one not directly on my hands. I've been using this with a cloth, like a J cloth type thing, where you've been putting the gel onto here, and then actually wiping your steering wheel, all your face, the dashboard areas and stuff that you actually touch quite a bit, the door handles, the air brake handle, which would be a handbrake in a car, the radio, your gear stick or your automatic controls, anything on the dashboard really, anything, the middle of the steering wheel, the levers, just about everything. You just put some gel on and then wipe it all over with the alcohol, and that obviously kills off. And then if you go and touch it, then you won't get it off your hands and stuff. That's another way to protect. The other thing is obviously we've got another gel here that I use, is another hand sanitizer I specifically use for my hands. You can put that on and rub all over your hands, between your fingers and thumbs and everything. I've got my wash bag with me that I take because I'm away all week in the truck, and it's needed for like showers and washing, keeping clean. But I have got like a cover thing here with soap that I use. I even actually keep that when I'm going to service areas to wash my hands. I take that with me, the soap holder with the soap in it. And it's a possible thing that maybe you could take. You could take that. It don't take much to fit in your pocket. A little soap holder with some soap in. And then when you're out and about, have some water with you, and wash your hands if you need to with soap and water, as I need to sometimes when I'm travelling around. Obviously there's times in the evening when you've not got places to wash and stuff, that you just wash your hands with your soap and water. I have a 2 litre container with water that I always keep with me, sorry, a 10 litre container, and that comes in handy for washing your hands there. And just keep your hands washed, soaped, bit of gel on here and there every time you're outside. You may be touching things, maybe, if you can't help it. When you come back in, or you're going to definitely before you're going to eat something, always wash your hands with soap and water, put some gel on. This Carex gel here that I use, it's almost empty now. I've got a spare one at home that I use. I've been using as an antibacterial gel that once you've washed your hands with soap and water, I've always put that on my hands, especially when you've gone to make yourself some sandwiches or you're going to eat fruit and stuff that your fingers are going to touch. So that's what I always do every time before I eat. So just basic things like sanitizer, gel, just keeping everything totally clean, even your hands, so that definitely before you eat. And that's stopped me so far. I've not had any issues. I've had plenty of sandwiches and stuff. Even when you bought sandwiches and stuff from the shops, when you've come back into the truck, I've never put Dettol or cleaned items or even tinned items that I bought from supermarkets or service stations or corner shops. I've never sanitised the actual outings of the tins. I've just put them away and then just make sure that I've always kept my hands clean. Every time after I've touched them, you've opened the tins and then you put some antibacterial gel on and then eat and sound. I've not had an issue whatsoever. So that's another safe way of doing things. Another thing is I've always got this with me, always got this tub at home, and a tub with me is this Nivea soft hand cream, which you can see inside the covering there, that I use. We know that obviously you put too much hand sanitizer on your hands, it dries out your hands and makes them sore. They even crack open. As the day finishes, after I've had my evening meal and stuff I've cooked up, I then obviously get some of this gel. You just put it on your hand and then just rub it all over your hands and fingers and like that, like you would the hand sanitizer and stuff. And that just overnight, that all that softness in there will sink into your skin, make it nice and soft overnight. And that's another definite way of doing that during the daytime and in the evening if you want. And when you get up in the morning, is using that soft Nivea hand cream, which will keep your hands soft and it'll stop them from actually cracking by putting too much of this gel on. So pretty much it's all about your hygiene, keeping your hands clean, and obviously avoid touching your face, but I've done that many a times. I've always had antibacterial gel on my hands and I've still not had any issues. You eat stuff and put them into your mouth by your fingers, and as long as you got the gel on there, hand sanitizer, I can't see any problems. I've not had none. Making sure you got your face covering on, whether it be a mask, a bandana, t-shirt that you've made up. You can even use a scarf, a woolen scarf, anything that's like woolen or cotton that is possible to use. It's long enough, you may not need to put a tie around you to keep it on. As long as it's long, then you can tie it up round the back and then obviously pull it up over your nose and mouth. Keeping your distance from everyone if it's possible. Using your mask as and when as much as possible. I expect as time goes on and more people are allowed out from home. And keeping clean and making sure everything inside your car or home is surfaces mainly. Everything is kept clean. And I can't see where you can go wrong if you're just keeping that extra bit of hygiene going. Then there shouldn't be any issues. Just don't take that risk. Obviously, I've been out truck driving, obviously, this past 6 weeks, all apart from, as I said, the 1 week that I was at home. I've done all this all the time, kept safe. I've done my own cooking, even when I've had to buy stuff at services. I've always had my hands clean. Use the face mask as and when, or my bandana as and when it's been needed. That's just the way of doing things. And then it's not too scary out here. Don't panic. Obviously, you've been stuck at home and wondering what's going on. I've been helping, obviously working, keeping the economy rolling, but not had an issue. There's times when you get a bit paranoid. You might have a bit of a sneeze or a cough or something, and you think, "Oh God, have I got it?" or whatever. But no, it hasn't come down to that as yet. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Just take all them precautions and just keep yourself safe. Put your mask on. And that's just the way it is. That's the way I've kept myself safe so far. So, God bless. Take care. Just keep safe. And as and when, obviously, the lockdown is coming, it's not too scary out here, obviously, as long as you take all your precautions. It is a deadly virus. So, take precautions. Don't just go out willy-nilly thinking, it's okay, I'm not going to get it. Just take all them precautions that I've mentioned. It may be different circumstances for different people when you come back to the offices or whatever, but all them basic things that I've mentioned about has kept me safe in these 6 weeks, and I will continue to do the same, and hopefully, touch wood, it will keep me safe in the future. So thank you for watching up at the Truckin Travels. I've enjoyed obviously doing all this, and I've obviously given a few tips because we know that the government are obviously going to issue some statements this coming Sunday after the bank holidays finished as and when and what certain lockdown issues are going to be released or whatever, and as people gradually and kids go back to school. All these tips I've got as well applies to everyone, not just it apply to youngsters going back to school and elderly people middle age, my age, and just everyone really. So I'm hoping the tips have been okay for you, and I'm just about to sign off because I'm going to go and get my delivery done. Take care. Another week 6 of Truckin Travels comes to a finish. We know tomorrow, bank holiday, it's moved to a Friday this year because it's 75 years since the end of World War II. It's VE Day tomorrow, and God bless all those that helped us get through and made the war and helped us carry on as we are in this world now. Since that time, God bless you all. Take care and keep safe. We'll catch you next week for another Truckin Travels. So from me now, it's peace out, keep safe, God bless, and we'll catch you next week back out on the highways in England. So love you all, take care now, bye. I just want to send all my condolences to all the families that have lost loved ones during this coronavirus here in the UK, and to all families around the world as well that have lost loved ones during this sad time.